Back then, we didn't have floats for the girls to ride on like we do now. I had to have 19 convertibles. So you picture that. You imagine that. And that's why on our application, we always ask when they're filling out for the Queen, do you have access to a convertible? We added that over the years.
Welcome to the Current Conversations podcast, a production of Gloucester County's Community Engagement and Public Information Department. I'm your host, Savannah Hugdahl, the Public Communications Media Specialist here, and it's a really exciting episode because we are coming up rapidly on the 40th anniversary of the Gloucester Daffodil Festival. And that's a lot of history and a lot of amazing things that have happened in Gloucester. So I'm here with Mary Boerner, who is Miss Daffodil Festival, Miss Public Service, Miss Wonderful to everybody. Mary, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I don't know how many hundreds of people you've helped at the library alone over the years, but tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm not that interesting, but I just like to help. I'm excited for the festival, always.
What do you do? What's your job?
Well, I've been helping since 1992 with the festival. So I've seen a lot of their anniversaries, the big times. I mean, this year's the 40th, and it's wonderful. It's anchored in history. That's what brings our community together anyway. I mean, we have, visitors and families and friends and everyone that comes together for a wonderful weekend. And I'm just glad to be a part of it.
It feels like a reunion every time I go. I see so many people that I haven't seen since... And
after the winter that we have, it's a wonderful thing to kick off the spring with, too. So that's how a lot of people get together and bring families to town. So that's what we like. And visitors from afar. We have lots of people that come, from all over the place. Virginia Beach, the Northern Neck, all the way up to Maryland, Richmond, Carolina. We have all those close people that can come within, a couple of hours, and they come for the weekend, or it's just they can come for a day trip. It's even great for that.
So that was amazing, and we're going to leave that in. But I kind of meant, what do you do for your work?
Oh, I work at the public library. I've been here for 39 years.
That's amazing.
It is.
That's a lot of change in itself, right? Because y'all used to be down in the Stewart building.
We were. And we were there until we moved in 2004.
It's a much bigger space now.
It is a bigger space. I've been through a lot of transitions with the library. It was kind of sad the day we threw the card catalog away. It was a lot of work, a lot of years of input. And then when we automated, it was another big change. And then when we came down here to a bigger space, it was even a bigger change, but it was good for our community. So that's, helping people in general is one of my favorite things.
Oh, I know. So was it your work here at the library that got you started involved with the Daffodil Festival?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
There was a lady that I worked with, Patty Rosenberg, wonderful person. She said, we need help on the Daffodil Festival committee. She said, do you go? And I said, oh, yeah. I said, our family goes all the time. And she said, well, we always looking for volunteers. And I said, I don't know much behind the scenes, but I'll be glad to help if I can be a pair of hands. And so she said, I'm going to pair you up with Jerry Young. And I said, oh, okay, that's great. I said, I know her from church. So she asked me to help the first year in 92 with the crowning of the Queen and things like that. So I was off to the side of the stage, got everybody in line, and was helping. After they crowned the Queen, when Jerry came off the stage, she said, I was looking for somebody to really take it over. And I was like, okay. And she said, since you helped, she says, would you like to do it? And I said, okay. I said, I guess I can give it a whirl. So since 1993, when we crowned that new Queen, it's been you. It's been me. I've been blessed to have 31 girls.
That's amazing.
Yes. And this year for the 2026, it'll be 32.
You must have seen a lot of really beautiful and talented young Gloucester ladies over the years.
we have always gotten the perfect person. I don't know how the panel does it, but we get the perfect person. And they have all done outstanding jobs. And since 93 till now, it has grown so much, all the things that the girls can do. And I really, really love it. It's wonderful to see.
Gives you hope in the youth.
It does. We have, when I go back and look, we have scrapbooks that are at the museum that people can go and look at for like 30 years of the festival. And it is so wonderful to see how it grew, all the things that they've done. And it's great. I mean, we even added the Little Miss in 2018.
Yeah.
And I've helped with that a few years. And this year for 26, we've added a Junior Miss. So we'll have 3 young people from Gloucester that will be here to be able to do community service, to give back to their community and see how it is, to work within the community with different organizations. It's more than just being in a parade. They go and help do all kinds of stuff. I mean, they come here to the library and read. They help us with some of our events here. They are into the parades. They can go out and do things at the nursing home. They do stuff we did stuff over at the senior center this year. We were able to give 110 Valentines to the Meals on Wheels, the Daybreak, and the senior center clients.
Oh my gosh, I bet that cheered them up so much.
I know. So we try to do little things like that. We don't have to do, sometimes it's not the big things. It's the little things that can just make, somebody's day.
The personal touch.
It is. It is. It's very nice.
Tell me about 1992. Or, you know what? Tell me about the first Daffodil Festival you remember.
The first one I remember is my son was in karate. And Jerry Lemon, great karate instructor, he said, we're doing a demo at the festival. How many people are going? And, parents are raising their hands. And he said, well, a group was going to do a demo at a certain day. So back, 91, for sure, I remember. 92, when I was helping Jerry, that was 91 and 92. My son was in karate. So we were there doing the demo, but we would always come up. Everybody looked forward to seeing the parade, always. And we would always go. They didn't always have, a lot of stuff. It grew. I mean,
like the vendors?
Yeah. We had small group of vendors. They might have had 60 back then, maybe even 50. I mean, I know when I was reading, I read some stuff back a while ago about the festival. It was kind of weird because I was reading the minutes from the Board of Supervisors meeting when they granted the first committee an 86-87 budget, and they gave them $2,000 to have the first festival. And I was like, wow, that was a lot of money back then. And they had 20 vendors. Just a couple of little things went on that day, not anything big. I don't even think they had a parade.
Yeah, just a day to celebrate.
It was a day to celebrate. And then that night they had a big dance. I think it was at the Ware River Yacht Club or somewhere. But I think the main thing that really kicked that thing off to start it again, which was Peggy Bowditch, was a big, big part of that. And there was lots of other people that were on that list of that first group of 12 people. And a lot of them, when I went down the list and looking at them, I knew a lot of them, and a lot of them have passed now. And that's, but they left a lot. They stayed on that committee for a long time. And that's great. But
they left quite a legacy.
Yeah, it is. It is a legacy of, people passing the torch down of, volunteering, for something that, you're passionate about it. The flower show comes to mind a lot because it was always down at Page, middle school, well, Gloucester Intermediate way back then. And it was always there. And then once the school blew down, then they were, I think, at Ware Academy 1 year or maybe 2. And then now they're at Newington Church. And it's nice because they're really connected. And they were at Botetourt too for a couple of years, but it's connected. I think that way people can go right down. They can walk down to Newington.
Yeah, a lot different than getting in your car and driving to Page.
That's correct. Exactly. And then, if they want to take a nice tour, they can always go to Brent and Becky's because the Master Gardeners have been there forever. helping with that, and they always have a nice tour, and it's always beautiful there, and they have everything all ready, and it's good for people to be able to go there too. So if you can come and stay the whole weekend, that's the beauty of it. That way you could go down there on Thursdays or Friday and then come to the festival on Saturday and Sunday. And, and one good thing it's not just the festival. We have the Main Street where they can go and, visit all the businesses, because they all are unique, I think, to Gloucester. And some people just really are like, gosh, I didn't realize you had so many businesses on Main Street. And they're all different. They're not all the same, not all cookie cutter. Everybody's got the same thing. They all have something unique. And I think that is a wonderful thing, too, to have for the visitors when they come.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
I've been trying to walk more this year, and I'm walking down Main Street. I've had to start leaving my wallet at home because I'm spending all the money I'm making.
That's right, because, you go by and they have things in the window, and they just draw you right in.
Yeah.
I know. I understand that. Or you smell that popcorn cooking or something, and you just want to go past the Olivia's and they're cooking. Go past Sweet Tooth's and they're cooking. You see all those little desserts when you peep in the case. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know.
Tell me about the Queen program. It's obviously not just someone pops up on stage and gets a crown.
That's correct.
What is the program like? Because you've run it.
Yep. Since, like I say, it's evolved a lot since the first girl that they crowned in 1988. They passed a crown down from 88 to 2008.
My goodness.
And then we got a sponsor for it, and then they got to keep their crown, which was nice. But when they first came on, mostly they did parades, and maybe they would get invited sometimes to maybe help with something, but nothing big. But as the years go on, we found more things for them to do. We were able to add a scholarship for them. So if they came and did all their required duties, tended stuff, the big thing was they would do a couple parades. They would come back for the unveiling of our poster print. It went from poster to a print. They would unveil that and then crown the next queen. And that was the gist of it. But then I tried to add things like them, volunteering at the nursing home, maybe I've had some that would go to the visitor center and be a docent there. They would add things like going and doing things for their church or helping out with, picking up trash in the clean community. Mm-hmm. And then I added them coming to the library to help with summer reading, Comics Con, and then they would help with story time. They would come and read to the kids. So it's been, we try to find little things for them to do all the time. We go to Guinea Jubilee. They got invited to, celebrate at Yorktown at the 4th of July parade, be in the parade. So they've been doing that for years and years, which is great.
And it's a morale booster, too, for the community to see the Gloucester Daffodil Queen doing all these amazing things.
That's correct. And then when we added the Little Miss in 2018, some of the things that the Queen goes to, the Little Miss is not,
She's little. She can't do as much.
They are little, and their attention span and their, time to do things. It's not as much. Like riding in the parades are good, and if they come to like our summer reading kickoff, they like handing out stuff. Or
I saw Little Miss at the Barbie event, helping Barbies get into the box.
That's correct. So yeah, so we try to keep them busy, give them things to do, make it a purpose. Mm-hmm. And they are there doing our, when we have our interview and stuff, our tea and stuff, the Queen is there and they're talking to the contestants and mingling, and they talk with the Little Miss. And they just kind of do their thing. It's been nice to see it grow all those years. And I've always had wonderful sponsors. The Queen gets a basket from people that donate things to the basket. And I've had some people that have been a sponsor with me since I've been doing it.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. There are a lot of people that are really, and they're so giving and so wonderful. And another thing I teach them is, once the festival's over, they have a list that I put in their basket with all the addresses and the names of the wonderful people that donate. And I tell them in there, they have 2 weeks to write thank you notes. A lot of people don't write thank you notes anymore. They just tell someone, oh, thank you so much. But it's more than thank you so much. One girl in particular, she took and wrote her notes, and then she took them and hand delivered them to each one of those sponsors. That's wonderful. Like, I don't know how they pick these girls. I'm always out. I just put it together. I don't do.
So you don't pick the girl?
No, I never have. I take the score sheets. I give them to somebody else. They tally it up. They put that name in an envelope, bring it back to me, and then I open it that day on the stage.
Gotta be an exciting moment.
It is. I love the surprise. It's like, they're like, do you know who it is? I'm like, nope.
It's the point of the reveal.
I don't know. I mean, I wait, and then I just, open it on stage, and it's great.
So what's your favorite thing about the early Daffodil Festivals? Like, what do you miss? And what's a good thing that's changed that you're excited to see now?
Well, when it first started out, we had a big committee. I mean, we had a big group. And we had committee chairs for certain areas for the festival. We had the craft booths, we had the entertainment, we had the food court, we had the queen, and then we had the master gardeners that helped do the tours. And then we would always try to have someone on the committee that was connected with the flower show. So, we all would have monthly meetings to have the information, so that when we would go back out, we would all, if people were asking us stuff about the festival, we knew kind of what was going on and, what happened and I miss the print unveilings. They used to be very quaint and very, it was small. Yeah. And it was, but small, we had 60 or 75 people crammed in the room at Ware Church. And we would have, we added music, and it evolved over the years, which was great. And I know one of the festivals that we had for the poster unveiling, we had 33 entries. How could you pick?
That's a lot.
It is. And then one year for my queens, I had 19 entries.
Oh my gosh. You have to be really nitpicky when there's that many competitors.
It is. When we have 5 or more, we usually do a runner-up. But those 2 years come to mind with, a lot. And especially with the queens that year, we had 19. Back then, we didn't have floats for the girls to ride on like we do now. I had to have 19 convertibles. So you picture that. You imagine that.
Oh my gosh.
I used to have a list of people.
Who had convertibles?
Yes. They would always say, I'll drive for you. Just call me anytime. So I would have to always keep my little network of people. And I had a great network of people that, I could call on. And that's why on our application, we always ask when they're filling out for the queen, do you have access to a convertible? We added that over the years just so that,
Because they would, like all the contestants would ride in the convertible in the parade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes for a long parade.
It was.
19 convertibles.
That was a lot. And I mean, it's really has evolved. I mean, like I said, I've had like 3 or 4 people that would always call me and say, the festival's coming up. Don't forget me. I'll drive for you this year. I'm like, okay. I had a gentleman from Hampton. His name was C.B. Harrell. Loved Mr. Harrell. He was the sweetest man. He had this red Cadillac. It was great. And he would always call me and say, I'm coming. I said, okay. I mean, he lived to be 100. And the last several years that he drove for me, his son would come with him. It was wonderful. He loved coming. I had another man from Yorktown or Pocosin. His name was Spindler Krause, and he just passed away last year. And he would always come and drive for me. And he would drive for me sometimes for the Yorktown parade too, because he lived over that way. He'd be like, is that girl, he'd call me, is that girl gonna
Gonna come be in my parade?
Yeah, going to come be in the parade this year over in Yorktown. And I'm like, yes, sir. And he would say, well, I think I can drive her. I said, okay. I said, I will let you know. So they were always two that stuck out to me. And I had another gentleman that worked at the car dealerships, Randy Barbie. He was a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine too, and still is. And he would come and drive my girls, and then he would sometimes drive my grand marshals for me too. So those three were always wonderful, wanting to drive. Those 2 years, the posters and all those girls, it was great. They picked a super girl that year. And I mean, the interviews lasted for like 3.5 hours. It was a long, long day, but we got through it, and it was just wonderful. It was wonderful.
So what are the things about the Daffodil Festival now that you're glad to see? What's new and good?
New and good. All the vendors. I mean, they went from like 20 to 60 to 100 to now over 200 and some. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful, wonderful. We've evolved and brought more entertainment. We've brought more things for kids in different age groups. We have, the children's stage. We've added stuff. We have the main stage that has great entertainment. Like this year and several years before, we're able to get, big museums to come, the trailers. This year for the 250, we've got the museum, the trailer that will come and have.
Yeah, the mobile museum.
Have the mobile. Yeah, it's great. It's great to add those things. I mean, back in the day, we would just have like small people that were just like maybe singing on the back porch or something that would get together. I mean, we would always feed off of Donk's Theater. We would always have them, and they would bring lots of different musicians in. It was really small, and then now it's big. Big.
Yeah, hard to find parking.
It is, but we added the shuttle parking. The year we added that, I mean, it was a work in progress to help promote it. Mm-hmm. But then as the years go on, it's really, that's the ticket. Go there, pay the $5. The money goes to a good cause, and then you can just come in, get dropped off, and you're right there. You're right there at the roadblock, and when you get off the bus, your feet hit the sidewalk, and you're right there. You're hitting vendors, and you're hearing music, and it's like walking right into
magic.
It is. It's just like, and the magic is all those people that get everything set up. And we have all those wonderful volunteers that do traffic. And we have the sheriff's department that helps us so wonderfully. You come back through Sunday evening after it's all gone, and you're like, it's like nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like you blink your eyes and everything's been put away. It's like doing your laundry on Saturday. You look, there's nothing in the clothes basket. Everything's put away.
Well, I don't know that feeling, but
I like that feeling. But yeah, I mean, the parade is always a big draw. And I mean, they've got lots of stuff, added this year. And we're going to have some moments that people will be stopping at the stage area where the judges are and
showing their stuff,
doing a little quick something. So that is nice. But I mean, the Queen stuff has been great. But I mean, I've always, as I, did things for the festival, I was the chairman for 3 years. And then my 4th year, me and my sister chaired together. And then with my Queens, I've had a lot. I don't think I've ever had one that has had the same name. But back in, gosh, it's so long ago, first time I ever had sisters. I had a sister win, and then her other sister ran the next year, and the sister won, and they got to crown each other.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
Isn't that wonderful? Oh. That's what small town magic is all about. So that's great, and I'm still in touch with those sisters. That's the Herman girls, Jessica and Jennifer. They are wonderful. They were super, super girls. And it was nice because then, once Jennifer gave her crown up, it gave it to her sister Jessica. It was great because then, I had known their family from working here at the library. I watched those girls grow up and their brother Daniel. It was wonderful. I loved it.
They're a sweet family.
They are. They were a sweet family. Did you know them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were. They're great girls. But all of them are that I have been a part of since '93 were great. But then there's a couple of the girls that were past queens before that I know, and several of them, Katina Smith Keener, I've been really friends with her and close with her since she started helping me judge and stuff, and I feel like she's one of mine, but all of them can be mine. That's fine.
Is there anything I didn't ask you about that you wanted to say?
Like I said, when I first started out, it was the queen, and then for probably 10 or 15 years, I helped do all the entertainment.
Like the stages?
Uh-huh.
What was that like, picking bands?
It's hard. It's very hard, because you have a budget. And then with the way we have the stage set up, everything used to be over on Carriage Court. And then when we moved over to the parking lot behind County Building 2, it opened up a big opportunity for more food vendors and more
the bouncy houses. And
all that stuff. Yeah, face painting. We got all that stuff. But the bands, we'd have to pick and choose people, and once they go in for the day, we don't have traffic because, vehicles and people walking, pedestrians don't mix.
Mm-hmm.
So the band, we'd have to switch out. And then in between, we'd have to find someone that was really great, a guitar or something that, in between to keep the music going down there, to keep, things festive. So I've done that. But I've done a lot of different things. Wear a lot of hats and just want to help out, to give back to the community. That's the main thing.
You've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
There's probably a lot of Daffodil Festivals that you planned that were formative to my childhood. So
yes,
thank you for that.
You're welcome. But I remember you as a child too. So isn't that funny?
It is.
I used to work for your grandfather when I was in high school. I'll never forget those days. They were wonderful people. They were wonderful to work for.
Small towns.
That's what it's all about. Small town. If you want to come to the festival and you want to see somebody that you haven't seen,
guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Wear your nice clothes. You're going to see people. I promise. So thank you, Mary.
Thank you.